The Zimbabwe Republic Police strives to maintain law and order, peace and tranquility in the country. We continue to sing the gospel of oneness and maximum cooperation with you, members of the public, as we pledge to give you effective and efficient service delivery. Hello viewers, this is yet another exciting episode of Crime Watch, a program brought to you by your police service, the Zimbabwe Republic Police. In this program, we seek to inform you of our roles and operations, as well as engage you in our primary objective of harnessing crime. I am your host, Elliot Kudzai Ganyani, with Victor Ganyaofu on the sign language desk. It is always a pleasure and indeed an honor to have you on board. The Zimbabwe Republic Police is striving to equip its members with requisite knowledge, qualities and skills to cope with the ever-changing policing landscape. This has seen several members of the police attaining higher levels of educational qualifications. In light of this, S04E02 recently held a graduation ceremony at the Police Staff College in Harare, where police officers completed various educational programs. The principal of Police Staff College, Senior Assistant Commissioner Dr. Angeline Kuvamumbe, says the college continues to strive for excellence.
I warmly welcome you to the Police Staff College 2018 graduation ceremony. This graduation ceremony marks the 35th anniversary since its inauguration in 1981. The year 2018 ushered in a new dispensation as the college moved up a step further to a degree-granting institution in affiliation with the University of Zimbabwe. Overall, the number of students graduating today is 436 and comprises of 305 males and 131 females. It is pleasing to note that our organization is gender sensitive.
The Pro-Vice Chancellor, Academic Affairs, University of Zimbabwe, Professor Pedzisai Mashiri, who also graced the occasion, says policing should be more than just handcuffs.
UZ is satisfied that the college has adopted critical methodologies and recent ICT-driven processes of teaching and learning and research so that they adequately prepare the graduates for the complexities of the 21st policing responsibilities. We hope that as the country prepares to be an upper middle income economy by 2030, UZ and its partners, including the college, will have adequately prepared the graduates to be ready to achieve the objectives of this agenda.
The Commissioner General of Police, Comrade Tandavantu Godwin Matanga, was the guest of honor.
Let me take this opportunity to congratulate all the 439 graduates comprising 425 police officers, 4 from the Zimbabwe National Army, 7 from the Air Force of Zimbabwe, and 3 from the Zimbabwe Prisons and Correctional Services, for successfully completing various stages of their educational journeys. The Zimbabwe Public Police Staff College is no doubt the epicenter of the organization's training and development endeavors. As police, we must at all times deliver professional service to the people and also ensure that peace and security remain the cornerstone of the country's socio-economic development. I urge the Police Staff College to continue increasing the number of women enrolled in all its programs. Gender equality and particularly the contribution of women in the defense and security architecture is increasingly becoming a critical success factor. To the graduates, I say congratulations. Makoroboto Amtoke.
Tofara, Tofara, Emberera, Shaina.
Meanwhile, police officers who graduated from other institutions of higher learning across the country were presented to the Commissioner General of Police.
Kambu so kuti takaziva kakuti chaibva chaora ngatizive usiku igore makorokoto kunyanya kwamuri uko ndini nakagara mati kwashu mashu dzichakabatwa nechando mukazadza masaka.
Graduates were elated after they received their certificates.
This diploma here is going to help me assist in crime reduction because I've been studying diploma in law and it has much to do with crime.
The diploma in law is going to help me in carrying out my duties as the officer in charge crime section. Bearing in mind that our constitution mandate is that we are supposed to uphold the rule of law. We learned a lot through this program and I'm very hopeful that this will enhance my capabilities in running the section that I'm currently heading.
The popular Zimbabwe Republic Police Band entertained the guests. We take a short break. Join us in the second segment. We are in the second segment of Crime Watch, and thank you for staying with us. The Police Patrol Unit has registered a number of success stories since its commissioning early this year. This is evidenced by the numerous arrests and the crime reduction across the country. ZRP Mbare Canine Section, which was on patrol, arrested 4 criminals and recovered various household goods, which were stolen through unlawful entry and theft in and around Southly Park in Harare. The arresting police officers shed more light on the case.
We formed a patrol team which composed of our canine section, which was patrolling around Hope area during odd hours. And they came across the suspects who were carrying suspicious goods. And they stopped them, made some searches, and they found them with the house utensils.
Members of the public commended the police for a job well done.
Tinotenda zvikuru nokuti mapurisa aita basa ngavaramba vachienderera mberi nebasa ravari kuita tachifarira zvikuru vanhu vese kumira vari kuti akutofarira kuti mbavha dzabatwa zvinhu zvinonakidza kuratidza kuti mapurisa ari kuita basa ravo nemazvo.
The officer in charge, Southly Park Police Station, Chief Inspector Rebecca Chironda, calls for more support from members of the public.
We have been receiving serious cases such as robberies, armed robberies, plain robberies, murder cases, and unlawful entries. As ZRP Southly Park, we have increased motorized patrols, cycle patrols, and foot patrols to improve on police visibility, which is evidenced by the arrest which was done on the 1st of November 2018. I urge members of the public to continue supporting the efforts being done by ZRP Southly Park so that we can protect our property.
In another milestone arrest, Police detectives have once again nabbed a gang of armed robbers after a shootout in Waterfalls, Harare.
In continuation to crack down on armed robbers, we've arrested yet another gang of robbers who were terrorizing Greater Harare and some other provinces surrounding. On the 1st of November 2018, our crack teams received information to the effect that these armed robbers had been sighted in Waterfalls area. They drove to Zindoga Shopping Center in Harare. They spotted a Mercedes-Benz E240, which was being driven by the accused persons. The criminals sped off from the detectives. So the detectives gave chase, fired warning shots in the air, but the accused persons did not give heed. The detectives fired on the vehicle and deflated the front tire. The detectives managed to arrest 4 accused persons, who include Godfrey Josi, Austin Ngube, Hamon Nyati, Polite Madamombe, and one of them was found in possession of a Glock pistol. They implicated accused number 5, Wisdom Tariro. Wisdom Tariro was subsequently arrested. He was found in possession of 2 pistols. Wisdom Tariro further led the detectives to Mwenezi, where he comes from. They recovered yet another pistol, a Viso pistol, which was hidden at a shrine. The accused persons implicated accused number 6, Sankulani Chikumbutso. Sankulani Chikumbutso was arrested in Kwadzana. He was found in possession of a Viso pistol. All in all, we recovered 6 firearms. We are urging members of the public to secure their firearms, because these firearms which were lost through theft are the same firearms which are circulating, which are being used by these criminals. We also recovered some fake firearms. We would like to urge members of the public to comply with instructions of criminals once they are attacked, because it would be difficult for one to differentiate the difference between a proper firearm and a fake firearm, because they look exactly the same. In terms of the Firearms Act, it is an offense for one to possess a firearm without a license. It is also an offense for one not to report loss or theft of a firearm within a stipulated period of 24 hours. As the Zimbabwe Republic Police, we are firm on the ground tracking down these armed robbers, and members of the public should continue to supply us with information so that we get rid of these criminals.
In a sad and horrific incident, a Bulawayo man raped and killed a woman who was fetching firewood in Cowdrey Park. CID Homicide Bulawayo have since arrested the accused person in Shangani. The investigating officer, Detective Sergeant Wilbert Tigere, narrates the gory incident.
On 22 October 2018, and at about 1800 hours, 3 ladies from Cowdrey Park, Bulawayo, were coming from S04E02 mountains, where they had gone to fetch some firewood. Unknown to them, the accused person, Peter Nyati, had laid an ambush and caught up with the now deceased Sheila Moy and assaulted her several times until she lost consciousness. After she had lost consciousness, the accused person pulled the now deceased to a nearby field where he raped her once. The accused person ran away. Whilst the other 2 ladies who had gone to some residents from the nearby Cowdrey Park houses, when they came back, they found the now deceased lying in a pool of blood, unconscious. A good Samaritan ferried the now deceased to Mpilo Central Hospital, where she passed on. A raid was carried at the accused person's house, leading to the recovery of the accused person's blood-stained clothes. Further inquiries indicated that the accused person had been incarcerated at Bulawayo Central Prison for 10 months. He was booked out and taken to station, where interviews were conducted, and he admitted to have committed the offense. On the 1st of November 2018, the accused person was taken to court, where he was remanded to the 15th of November 2018.
The officer in charge, CID Homicide Bulawayo, commended the members of the public for their support during the investigation of the case.
I'll take this opportunity to thank all the members of the public who assisted us during the course of the investigations, which led to us accounting for this accused person. Let me also take this opportunity to appeal to the members of the public that whenever they have criminal information, let them not hesitate to contact any police station, any nearest police station. Let me assure all those members of our community who decide to pass on information to the police that their identity will remain anonymous.
Criminal Investigation Department Vehicle Theft Squad has unearthed a gang of criminals who are using underage girls as decoys for carjackers.
We have encountered a number of methods that the criminals are using, and of late is one method which is new in our system. I'd like the public to be aware of this method. It involves the criminals who make use of children or rather underage children to commit crimes. We have a case where a male adult, Vincent Moyo, aged 24 years, made use of 2 teenage girls to commit a carjacking of a motor vehicle. What the criminals are doing is that they take the girls as bait, they send them to approach Mshika drivers, they ask them to be taken to a particular place, and when they get to that place, the male criminals will be waiting. And as soon as the Mshika driver arrives at that place, the male criminals come and pounce on him and hijack the motor vehicle. We are therefore informing the public that all those who have been victims of this type of theft should come forward to CID-VTS and present their cases. This will very much assist us in investigating this case and the other cases that have not yet been brought to the attention of the police.
Crime Watch takes a short break. Join us in the third and final segment. Welcome to the third and final segment of Crime Watch, and thank you for staying with us. A good working relationship between the police and the media is vital in that the media can help in solving crimes and therefore create safe communities. The media can also give to the public a true insight of police operations. The Zimbabwe Republic Police participated at the Media Alliance of Zimbabwe annual conference held in Harare recently. The event gave the police a platform to facilitate the re-engagement and reconnection program with the members of the public and media stakeholders at a higher level. Chief Staff Officer Press and Public Relations, Senior Assistant Commissioner Charity Charamba, shed more light on police-media relations in Zimbabwe.
I want to assure you that the ZRP will continue collaborating with all media institutions in order to share ideas on issues of mutual concern. The media is a critical stakeholder in conveying messages for public consumption. In our case, it is our desire that the media give information to the public on all policy matters. This multi-pronged approach is vital in our quest to fight the scourge of crime. Our appeal, therefore, to the media is to focus on developmental stories that promote unity, peace and harmony in the country. I want to assure you that your police service is here to serve you. I propose that you use the pen for nation building as it becomes easy for the police to maintain law and order. As the police, we will ensure that we create a conducive environment for you to operate without any form of hindrance and in line with the dictates of the country's laws. Let us all unite for the benefit of peace and security in our country.
Media stakeholders hailed the engagement with the Zimbabwe Republic Police.
After this engagement, we want to continue building on even more, because remember, the media are the eyes of society, and the police play the role of policing the society. So therefore, building synergies is something that we cannot avoid.
We can only be better if we continue to strengthen this relationship. I'm really optimistic that going forward we can only have a better relationship and a better country indeed.
I think it is critical as we're looking at security and safety of journalists to start looking at how the media conducts itself when the police are doing their lawful operations and how the police also conduct themselves. It is important, I think, to have a codified framework on how do you handle yourself at a crime scene, how do you handle yourself if you are going to cover a restricted area or an area where there's some disturbances that are happening. Sometimes it might not be that police are necessarily just being mean, but maybe there's just a misunderstanding on where does one start and where does the other begin.
The exploits of Z04E martial arts guru, Assistant Inspector Wilfred Mashaya, has caught the eye of the Ministry of Sport, Arts and Recreation. The Minister, Honorable Kirst Coventry, recently invited him at her offices at Mukwati Building in Harare. The invitation follows Mashaya's recent achievement, where he was inducted into the Martial Arts Hall of Honors as Master of the Year 2018 in Venice, Italy last month. Before his current honor, Mashaya was crowned 2018 Master of the Year in Montenegro in August 2018. He was also crowned 2018 Kobudo Martial Art World Champion in Barcelona, Spain this April.
The man of the hour. Yes. How are you? Good. You are much smaller than I thought. Now explain the difference between karate, or the Olympic karate that I know in my mind, and what you do. Yeah.
Yes, karate means unarmed.
Yes.
You won't be using any weapon.
Okay.
Kobudo means the use of martial arts weapons. It originated in Japan. It uses weapons such as the swords, the charcoal sticks, tonfas, any weapon of martial arts that you can think of. And there's also ninjutsu.
It's my new protection unit.
My pleasure.
Wonderful. Yes. Now show me how fast you go, because I know you go fast.
Okay. Don't worry, it's safe.
Well done, very good.
As we wrap up this week's episode of Crime Watch, be informed that as your police service, we always endeavor to give you top-shelf service. In a bid to meet highest quality service, our police officers are expected to perform their duties diligently, courteously, without fear or favor, within the limits of the law, with honesty and integrity, and indeed with due respect to human rights. Members of the public are encouraged to continue giving maximum cooperation and support to police officers while executing their constitutional duty of policing the nation. From me, Elliot Kudzai Ganyani, my co-host Victor Kanyaopo on the sign language desk, and the crew behind the scenes, it has been my singular honor and indeed a distinct privilege to have you on board. Please remember to love one another, as love is the greatest gift that we can share amongst ourselves for a better family, for a better community, and more so for a better and crime-free Zimbabwe. Until then, it's bye-bye for now.